have you seen this movie? Or have you seen this movie? Well, if you put those two films together, you have Rings. Alright, you guys, you know I'm not really good with names when it comes to, like, directors, and some actors are actually hard to pronounce. So I'm gonna need IMBD for this one, so if it looks like I'm looking somewhere else, that's why I'm looking off of IMBD right now. So Rings is directed by F. Javier Gutierrez. I'm pretty sure I said that completely wrong, so sorry if I did. But it also stars Matilda Ann Ingrid Lutz. I have no idea if I said that right, Alex Rowe, and then Johnny Galecki, and as well as, surprisingly, Vincent D'Onofrio, which actually, when I was watching the film, I had checked IMDb earlier, and I saw that he was in the film, but then when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I totally forgot he was in this, so that was very cool to see. But tonight, guys, we will be talking about the film Rings, so let's get into it. So, personally, guys, I had never seen the original Ring or the second Ring, which I heard was worse than the first one, but that's just what I've heard from other people that have seen those films. So for me, I was going into this not knowing anything, none of the storyline, none of the characters, even though I think they were different in this film, just not really knowing the storyline in general. Excuse me, guys. And what was really cool about that was that it was like a new experience. I had sadly missed Split and The Bye-Bye Man, and I know it's crazy. So Rings is the first horror movie that I have seen all year in 2017 in the theaters, not counting what I've seen on Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. But I was very surprised going into this film. I did see the opening scene on IMDb. They had like the first 2 or 3 minutes of the film, which is the whole airplane sequence. I'm not going to tell you anything about that, but that is how the movie starts with them in an airplane, and it's these random characters talking about the videotape, which is The Ring, and how the girl comes out of the TV, and you have 7 days to live, and they kind of talk about that, and it's not really a spoiler, I guess, to me anyways, because I'm not really saying what's going on in the scene. They just kind of talk about that on a plane, and it kind of sets the whole mood for the movie, and you're either like, this is going to be really good, or it's going to suck. And after that opening scene, I was like, I don't really know how to think about this film. But as the film progresses, you get into the mystery of who the girl is, how she died, what happened to her in her past, why she's doing this, why is she making people watch this video, and then it's like attacking them, and you have to pass it on to somebody else. Why is all this happening? And that's when the mystery comes in. And I think the film does a really good job of setting up that mystery feeling, and like, oh, you have to take this step, and this step to figure out the puzzle and solve why this video makes you die in 7 days. And I thought that was really cool to see. Now, the film in itself doesn't really lack storyline. It lacks substance of that storyline, meaning its characters, what they do, all the stupid choices that they make during this movie. But without those stupid decisions, there wouldn't be a movie, and it would turn out to be a 15-minute film and would look like a lights-out short film. So that's basically what this movie would be without those stupid decisions. And I feel like without those character choices and choices of character development, that we wouldn't have this film, and we wouldn't have what I thought of how good the movie was. I don't really know if that makes sense. I'm trying to word it in a way that it does. But this film is an hour and 42 minutes long. And normally horror movies are a lot shorter, at least nowadays, unless you're The Conjuring or something like that. But I was very pleased at how long it was. I did not expect it to be that long. I thought it would be like an hour and 28 minutes or an hour and 30. And I know it's not much of a difference it being 10 minutes longer, but a lot can happen in 10 minutes. And it can give you more of an insight of the backstory, which they do show a lot. There are a lot of flashbacks that explain a lot more things that happened in the first and second film than you would have seen in this new film. So a lot of flashbacks. There's a lot of visions that these character has. And that basically helped them along the way to progress in the movie and, to get to the next step. And you kind of see at the beginning, so the two main characters, they're a couple, they're dating, the guy has to go and sorry about that, guys. The guy has to go and leave for college, and so that's like a strain on their relationship, and they actually start to become a long-distance relationship, and that's actually, believe it or not, what me and my girlfriend do, so it's a very hard thing, but the film was very realistic about it. You know, they had the cheesy Skype dates, and that was very cool to see because, you know, I could relate to that. And, like, that made me laugh. And the dialogue was very funny, very corny. And I thought that was really cool to see, I guess. And, again, just kind of lame and thrown into the movie. But it was necessary, and I liked that direction that the film took. But it's not until the girlfriend notices that something's wrong with the boyfriend that she goes looking for him, and things start to happen. They meet up, and that's when the whole mystery of the ring, the whole video phenomenon happens, and they even bring in the boyfriend's professor from his college, and he's a huge help in the film with bringing on facts about, you know, the whole ring and how it affects people and how you have to kind of, you know, move it on to somebody else or else you're stuck. And you have 7 days to live. That's basically what he explains, and that's what they're trying to figure out how to get out of, and that situation. And you kind of see how these characters get into that situation and how they try to get out of it. I'm trying not to do this without any spoilers, because I do want to talk about the film, all that I can without spoiling anything. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job of not giving away too much, but kind of just giving you a basis of where the film stands and not telling you things that happen in the movie. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I feel like this is a good stopping point because I don't want to tell you everything that happens in this film. Or else then why go see it, right? So I'm going to stop it here, you guys. Now I'm just going to rate it and tell you some of maybe some of the more bad things that I thought could have been better about the film. So you guys, in the end though, I don't really have any complaints, mainly because I haven't seen the first two films and I can't really compare it to those, or else that would be wrong and just unfactual. I don't even know if that's a word, but I just came up with it now. So there you go. But besides that, I would have to say it's a little bit too fast for me, in my opinion. Meaning, like, there's always something happening, but it's very fast paced, and they don't really make room to breathe for these characters and the decisions that you make, and you don't really process it until after the decision is already made, and then something bad happens to that character. So it's kind of a repetitive thing that happens in the movie, where each character makes a decision, and then you don't feel the effects of it till afterwards, and you kind of already know what's going to happen beforehand. And basically, also, guys, this film, it's cheap jump scares. That's what it is. It didn't scare me the way I wanted it to. It definitely was scarier than Lights Out, in my opinion. It was definitely scarier than Don't Breathe, in my opinion. And also, let's talk about that. I know I'm jumping around all over here, but that's what I do. I jump around. This film, it's gotten compared to Don't Breathe, but I do think this film actually, you know, was finished before Don't Breathe. It was just that they kept pushing it back to find a good spot to let the movie come out to where it can actually make some money. So I think that was the problem with it, and I think they did a good job of when they released it. The only problem was it just wasn't scary enough for me, and that was a huge problem for me that I've been having a lot with horror movies lately, which is really why I wanted to see Split, to see if that would actually scare me. But since I missed that, I wanted to at least see this, see my thoughts about it, and now I might go watch the first two films. I think this film just really surprised me, and for the fact that it did that, I am going to give it a moderate, and that is the best that I can do for this film right now. I will be watching it more than once. I'll probably get it on Blu-ray, because I'm a huge fan of horror. But this film just overall surprised me, guys, and I think it's a good time at the theater. If anything, go see the film for the audience. Audience members in horror movies are always fun. They always curse and yell and scream at scenes that aren't scary or are funny, and they're a good crowd to be around, especially if, you know, there's nothing else to go see. So go see that, if anything, for that reason. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. This is my review over the horror film Rings. My name is Nick. This is The Tempest Productions, and I will see you guys in the next video.